It's a good bounce-back win for us today. I thought we started the game with the right tone on the defensive end, and so that was that was by design for us to get back to our.
The official story was simple, almost boring. Caitlin Clark was left off the Team USA Olympic roster because she needed more experience. They told us it was about basketball. They told us it was about seniority, but insiders are now painting a completely different picture, one of ego, money, and a specific ultimatum that the old guard of the WNBA simply refused to accept. The rumor that has the internet exploding isn't about jump shots or defense. It's about the number on the back of the jersey. Sources suggest that Caitlin Clark's camp made it clear, she is the brand, and the brand wears number 22. But on Team USA, that number belongs to Aya Wilson. What followed was a silent war between the greatest prospect in history and the established hierarchy of women's basketball. Did Caitlin Clark refuse to ride the bench if she couldn't wear her number? Did Team USA gatekeepers use this jersey conflict as an excuse to keep the most popular player on the planet at home? Today, we are exposing the truth behind the decision that cost the WNBA millions, the petty jealousy lurking in the locker room, and the revenge tour that proved everyone wrong. To understand why a jersey number could cause an international incident, you have to understand the business of Caitlin Clark. This isn't just a digit, it is a global trademark. From the moment she stepped onto the court at Iowa, number 22 became synonymous with a revolution. We aren't just talking about jersey sales. We are talking about a psychological link between that number and the Caitlin effect. Marketing experts have analyzed this, and the data is staggering. The number 22 is plastered on hoodies, billboards, and Nike campaigns. It represents the logo threes, the sold-out arenas, and the sudden skyrocketing of TV ratings. If Clark had gone to Paris and worn a random number, like number 4 or the rare 15, it would have diluted the branding continuity that Nike and her team have spent years building. In the world of high-stakes sports marketing, these details matter. There is legitimate speculation that her major sponsors pushed for her to maintain her identity. When you are the face of the sport, you don't blend in, you stand out. The camp around Clark knows her value. And they allegedly weren't willing to let Team USA strip away the visual identity that makes her an icon. But this demand ran straight into a brick wall named Aya Wilson. This is where the unstoppable force met the immovable object. Aya Wilson is not just another player, she is a two-time champion, a dominant MVP, and the current cornerstone of Team USA. She has worn number 22 for the national team for years. In the hierarchy of sports culture, the veteran holds the cards. You do not walk into a locker room as a rookie, even a rookie as famous as Clark, and demand the number of the best player in the world. It's a violation of the unwritten rules. This created a diplomatic nightmare for the selection committee. On one side, you have Wilson, who has earned every right to that jersey through blood, sweat, and gold medals. On the other side, you have Clark, who is bringing the entire economy of women's basketball on her back. Rumors suggest that neither side was willing to budge. Wilson wasn't going to give up her number, and Clark's team allegedly didn't want to see their star marginalized in a different jersey. Coming off the bench for 5 minutes a game, it was a clash of egos that doomed the partnership before it even began. But the jersey was just the surface-level excuse for a much deeper resentment. If you think this was only about a number, you haven't been paying attention to the months of hostility leading up to the Olympics. The old guard of the WNBA made it very clear that they were not rolling out the red carpet for Caitlin. It started with Diana Taurasi. The legend, the face of the league for 2 decades, went on national television during the Final Four and issued a warning: reality is coming. It wasn't advice, it felt like a threat. It was a signal to the rest of the league that Clark needed to be humbled. When the Olympic Selection Committee met, this sentiment was reportedly the driving force. The roster wasn't just built on talent, it was built on loyalty to the system. Women's basketball has a very tight-knit, almost exclusive culture at the top. The veterans, Taurasi, Stewart, Griner, have played together for a decade. They view the national team as a sorority that you have to pledge to get into. Clark hadn't paid her dues. The idea of this golden child skipping the line, taking a roster spot from a loyal veteran, and potentially demanding a specific jersey number rubbed the decision-makers the wrong way. They chose chemistry over popularity, but many fans saw it as pure gatekeeping. That we cannot tell this story without looking at the woman who made the final call, Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve. Reeve is a brilliant coach, but her social media activity leading up to the season raised major eyebrows. Internet sleuths found that Reeve had liked and interacted with posts that were critical of the hype surrounding Clark and the attention Iowa was getting. There was a palpable sense that the coach was annoyed by the media circus. When the decision was made to leave Clark off the roster, Reeve played it cool, citing basketball reasons and defensive experience. But how do you explain leaving the best passer and arguably the best shooter in the world at home? It felt personal. It felt like a coach who wanted to win her way, without the distraction of the Caitlin Clark media storm. By excluding Clark, Reeve ensured that the story in Paris would be about the veterans, not the rookie. But the irony is this: by leaving her off, they made the entire summer about Caitlin Clark anyway. There is another layer to this onion, and it involves the most powerful company in sports, Nike. Both Aya Wilson and Caitlin Clark are Nike athletes. Usually, the shoe giant gets what it wants. They wanted Clark in Paris, the marketing campaigns were ready to go. So why didn't they force the issue? Some insiders speculate that Nike was caught in a civil war between their established stars and their new investment. Aya Wilson had just finally received her signature shoe deal after years of fans demanding it. At the same time, Clark was handed a $28 million contract and a signature shoe before playing a single professional minute. This disparity caused massive friction behind the scenes. If Nike had forced Team USA to take Clark and give her the coveted number 22, they risked alienating Wilson, Stewart, and the entire veteran roster. Nike had to walk a tightrope. They likely tried to broker a peace deal regarding the jersey number. But when the egos involved are this big, even a billion-dollar company can't always smooth things over. The result: a missed opportunity that cost everyone money. Let's talk about the money, because the numbers are horrifying for the Olympic Committee. The 2024 Paris Olympics were successful, sure, but they left millions of viewers on the table. Every game Caitlin Clark plays in the WNBA breaks viewership records. We are talking about ratings that rival the NBA. When she plays, arenas sell out. When she sits, they don't. It's that simple. NBC, the network broadcasting the Olympics, was reportedly furious. They had built their promotional strategy around the idea that Clark would be the face of the American team. When she was snubbed, the casual fans, the millions of new people who only watch for Caitlin, tuned out. They didn't care about a 7th consecutive gold medal for a team that wins by 30 points every game. They wanted to see the phenomenon. By prioritizing team chemistry and jersey politics over the fans,